The doctor looked at me and spoke slowly. He said, "You need surgery." His voice was calm, but my heart was not calm. I nodded, but inside I felt fear. I walked home alone. The air outside was cold, but I did not feel it. I kept hearing the doctor's words in my head. "You need surgery." My hands shook as I held my bag. When I opened the door, my dog ran to me. Her name is Bella. She is small, with soft brown hair. She jumped up, wagging her tail, and looked at me with bright eyes. I bent down and touched her head. She licked my hand. I whispered, "Bella, I need to go to the hospital." "What will happen to you?" Of course, she did not answer. She just wagged her tail and barked once, like she wanted to cheer me up. I sat down in the chair. Bella sat near my feet, her warm body close to mine. I looked at her and my chest grew heavy. I thought, I am not afraid of pain. I am not afraid of the hospital. I am only afraid of leaving Bella alone. The clock on the wall ticked. The room was quiet except for Bella's soft breath. I closed my eyes and tried to stay calm, but my mind did not stop. I remembered mornings when Bella ran in the yard. I remembered nights when she slept beside my chair. She is not just a dog. She is family. I said softly, "You need me, Bella. But I also need you." Tears came into my eyes. I wiped them away quickly. I told myself, I must be strong. I looked at Bella again. She looked back, her eyes full of trust. She did not know about the hospital. She did not know about the surgery. She only knew I was home. She only wanted to stay with me. I touched her head again and said, "Don't worry. I will find a way. I will never leave you alone." But inside, I was still afraid. The night grew dark. I turned off the light, but I could not sleep. I lay in bed and listened to Bella breathing near me. And in the dark, my fear grew stronger. The next morning, I woke up early. The sky was grey. I sat at the table with a cup of tea, but I could not drink it. Bella sat by my chair, waiting for food. I gave her a small piece of bread. She ate it quickly and wagged her tail. I sighed. I knew I had to make calls. I had to find someone to care for Bella when I was in the hospital. I picked up the phone and called my friend Anna. "Anna," I said, "I need help. I must go to the hospital for surgery. Can you watch Bella for me?" Anna was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "I am sorry. My husband is sick. I cannot take care of a dog now." My heart sank. I said, "I understand." I hung up the phone. I called another friend, John. He answered quickly. "Hello," he said. "John," I said, "can you take Bella while I am in the hospital?" He laughed a little, but it was not a happy laugh. He said, "I travel a lot for work. A dog is too much for me." Again I said, "I understand." But my chest felt heavy. I made 2 more calls. Each time the answer was the same. Too busy, too far, too hard. When I put down the phone, I felt empty. Bella looked at me. She tilted her head like she could hear my sadness. I whispered, "No one can take you. What should I do?" I walked to the window. The street outside was quiet. I saw children walking to school. I saw neighbors going to work. Everyone had a place to go, a thing to do. But me? I only had this one fear. I sat back down and pulled Bella onto my lap. Her warm body made me feel less lonely. I said, "Don't worry, Bella. I will not give up." She licked my face as if she believed me. The day passed slowly. I made more tea, but it grew cold on the table. I could not eat. I could not rest. I only thought of Bella. That night I prayed quietly. "Please," I whispered, "send someone kind. Send someone who will love Bella when I cannot." Then I lay in bed again. Bella curled beside me. Her small body pressed close, her breath soft and steady. I touched her back and closed my eyes, and I hoped tomorrow would bring an answer. The next morning I heard a knock on my door. It was early. I was still in my robe, holding a cup of warm tea. Bella barked loudly and ran to the door. I opened it slowly. A young girl stood there. Her name is Lily. She is my neighbor. She is about 15 years old. She smiled at me and said, "Good morning." I was surprised. I asked, "Lily, why are you here so early?" She looked a little shy, but then spoke with a clear voice. She said, "I heard from my mum that you will go to the hospital. I came to see if you need help." Her words touched my heart. I asked softly, "Help with what?" She pointed to Bella, who was wagging her tail at her feet. She said, "I can take care of your dog. I like dogs." I stared at her for a moment. No one else had offered. I had asked so many friends, and they all said no. And now this young girl came to me without being asked. Bella barked once, then ran to Lily. She sniffed her shoes and jumped up with joy. It was like Bella already knew Lily. I laughed through my tears. I said, "Are you sure, Lily? Taking care of a dog is not easy." She nodded quickly. She said, "I want to. I have free time after school. I can walk her. I can feed her. I can even brush her hair. I will do my best." My chest grew warm. I felt something heavy lift from my heart. I said, "Thank you, dear. You don't know how much this means to me." She smiled again and said, "I like Bella. And I like helping, so it is not hard." Bella barked happily as if she agreed. She stood between us, wagging her tail so hard that her whole body moved. I bent down and hugged Bella. I whispered, "You will be safe, my love. You will have a friend." For the first time in days, I felt peace. The fear of leaving Bella was still inside me, but now it was smaller. I looked at Lily and said, "You are an angel, child." She laughed and shook her head. She said, "I am just a neighbor." But to me, she was more than that. She was hope. She was the answer to my quiet prayer. The hospital was white and bright. The walls smelled like medicine. I walked slowly beside a nurse. My hands felt cold, but my heart felt even colder. I thought of Bella. I thought of her eyes when I left the house. She had looked at me like she knew I was going away. Her body pressed against my leg, and I had to push her back gently. I had whispered, "Be good, Bella. I will come back." Now, lying in the hospital bed, I closed my eyes. The nurse said, "Do not worry. The surgery will be fine." I nodded, but my chest was heavy. It was not the surgery that scared me. It was the thought of Bella waiting, maybe lonely. Before I went to sleep, I prayed again. "Please," I said softly, "let Bella be happy. Let her feel safe." When I woke up, the room was quiet. The surgery was done. My body felt weak, but I was alive. I looked around. Beside my bed was a small piece of paper. I reached for it. It was a drawing. On the paper was Bella, drawn in simple lines. She had a big smile, and her tail was high. Under the picture were words, "We are waiting for you. Come home soon." Tears filled my eyes. I asked the nurse, "Who gave me this?" The nurse smiled. "A young girl came. She said her name is Lily. She said she is watching your dog. She wanted you to see this when you wake up." I held the paper close to my chest. My heart felt warm, warmer than it had in many days. I whispered, "Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Bella." The nurse checked my hand and said, "You are strong. You will heal fast." I smiled weakly and said, "I must heal fast. I have someone waiting for me." That night I lay in the hospital bed. The lights were low, the halls were quiet, but inside me there was peace. For the first time, I believed I could face this, because I was not alone, because love was waiting at home. The day finally came. The doctor smiled at me and said, "You can go home today." My heart jumped. I packed my small bag slowly, but my mind was already at home. I thought of Bella. I thought of her brown eyes and wagging tail. The taxi stopped in front of my house. I saw the door open before I even paid the driver. Bella ran out, barking loudly. Her body moved so fast, her tail like a little flag in the wind. I bent down. "Bella!" I cried. She jumped into my arms. Her paws touched my chest. Her tongue touched my cheek. I held her close. Tears ran down my face, but they were happy tears. Behind her, Lily stood with a smile. "Welcome home," she said. I looked at her, my voice soft. "Thank you, dear. You gave me the best gift." She laughed and said, "It was easy. Bella is so sweet. We had fun." Bella barked once, as if to agree. I asked, "Was she good?" Lily nodded. "She was very good. We walked every day. She met my friends. She even slept near my desk when I did homework." I smiled and touched Bella's head. "You see," I said, "you made a new friend." Bella wagged her tail again, happy and proud. We walked inside the house together. The air smelled like home. The chairs, the pictures, the soft rug. It all felt safe again. I sat down slowly in my chair. Bella curled up at my feet just like before. I looked at Lily. "You are more than a neighbor. You are family now." Her cheeks turned pink. She said, "I only wanted to help." I shook my head gently. "You gave me peace when I had fear. That is not small. That is love." The room grew quiet. Bella sighed and closed her eyes. Her little body was warm against my leg. I felt warm too. I thought of the hospital, the fear, the lonely nights. Then I looked at Bella and Lily. The fear was gone. I was not alone. I never had been. I whispered, "Love is here. Love is home."